Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, we respect Teguh Widodo as the lecturer of the International Business Environment course, and we are from group 7, which consists of me. My name is Belatri Aulia, absent number 9, and my colleagues Jumianti, Nasohario Saputra, and Hati Kurniasari. On this occasion, we will deliver a presentation with the title Corporate Responsibility and the Environment. Let's begin the presentation. Okay, the first is introduction. CSR means that companies are accountable for the impact of their action on the people, communities, and the environment. It involves recognizing and addressing negative business impact. Okay, objective, and the first, profit and responsibility, and the second, scope of CSR, and the third, growing importance, and the fourth, reputation and the value, and the fifth, debate of CSR, and the sixth, change business culture, and the last, role of regulation. Okay, next, stakeholder theory, vision company. Stakeholder theory states that a company must consider the interests of all parties affected by its activities, include employees, customers, communities, and the environment. For example, PT Telkom Indonesia implement CSR programs such as MSME, training, environmental preservation, and social assistance. This program is managed by the Community Development Center, or CDC, which is in charge of ensuring all activities have a positive impact the community.
Oke, perkenalkan saya Jumianti, absen number 13. Oke, selanjutnya environmental management. Environmental management is a corporate responsibility when the companies must balance economic growth with environmental protection, ensuring their business activities do not harm air, land, and water, and support sustainable development for future generation. Jadi yang dimaksud di sini adalah perusahaan itu tidak cuma ngejar keuntungan saja, tapi juga harus mikirin dampak dari kegiatan mereka terhadap lingkungan. Misalnya gimana caranya supaya aktivitas bisnis mereka tidak merusak udara, tanah, ataupun air. Selain itu, perusahaan juga punya peran dalam mendukung pembangunan yang berkelanjutan. Artinya, kita tidak boleh cuma mikirin hari ini saja, tapi juga harus menjaga lingkungan buat generasi yang akan mendatang. Oke, selanjutnya business response to environmental concern. Business response to environmental concern refer to how companies address to demand be accountable for the environmental impact of their activities, action, or expenditure, aimed at social or environmental goal involves opportunity cost, requiring business to balance short-term profit with long-term benefit for the environmental and society. Next, there are three types of response: social obligation, social responsibility, and social responsiveness. Selanjutnya, respon perusahaan terhadap isu lingkungan. Sekarang perusahaan dituntut tidak cuma cari keuntungan saja, tapi juga tanggung jawab atas dampak lingkungan. Selanjutnya di sini ada 3 tipe respon. Yang pertama itu ada social obligation. Social obligation ini perusahaan bertindak jika diwajibkan hukum atau ada untungnya saja. Selanjutnya social responsibility. Social responsibility ini perusahaan udah mulai peduli, ikut aturan dan nilai sosial, dan mikirin semua pihak. Dan yang terakhir itu ada social responsiveness. Ini adalah perusahaan sudah paling proaktif, siap berinovasi dan keluar biaya demi kelestarian lingkungan. Contohnya yaitu Unilever Indonesia yang kelola limbah dan edukasi masyarakat sekitar pabrik meski tidak diwajibkan oleh hukum. Jadi intinya semakin tinggi kesadaran pabrik, semakin baik pula dampak terhadap lingkungan. Sebagai contoh, yaitu ada Unilever Indonesia yang mengelola limbah dan edukasi masyarakat sekitar pabrik, meski tidak diwajibkan oleh hukum. Intinya, makin tinggi kesadaran perusahaan, makin besar pula dampak positif buat lingkungan.
My name is Nasir Saputra, absen number 14. The interaction of business and society. Cost-benefit analysis is a method used to compare the cost and benefit of an action to help the decision maker determine if it is worthwhile. CBA consider direct and the indirect costs as well as both economic and social benefit. Challenge ensuring social benefit and quality of life. Next, converting all cost and benefit into monetary value. Number 3, accounting for unforeseen costs and risks and be difficult to predict. Number 4, choosing the appropriate discount rate significantly impact an analysis result. Next, method of encouraging environmental contact with business. Government intervention, environmental regulation and law, tax incentive and subsidies, emission trading sets. Next, market mechanism, environmental tax and pollution pricing, eco-friendly product labeling, sustainable investment. External pressure, consumer complaint and boycott, media conference and public opinion, collaboration with NGO and environmental organization, voluntary component certificate, and annual sustainable reporting. Next, internal environment code of ethics and policies.
Hello everyone, I'm Heti Kurniasari, my absen number 22. Today, I will present the benefit to business from the implementation of environmental policies. The first, increase efficiency in energy and material use, lower production costs. 2, enhance company image and reputation. 3, access to new market or eco-friendly product. Next, improve customer loyalty and competitiveness, and then easier compliance with regulation, reduce risk of penalty and external pressure, and then last, support sustainable development and business innovation. Okay, the next slide is corporate responsibility without intervention. Corporate responsibility without intervention means that companies take on social and environmental responsibility not just because of regulation, but they recognize the long-term benefit for their own business, such as increased market share, cost saving, and improved reputation. Ideally, a company adopt responsibility practice out of Gwyneth's commitment to societal value, not just complaint. However, a balance is needed between government regulation and social expectation to guide business. When corporate responsibility becomes part of business strategy, it can support sustainable development and competitive advantage without stifling innovation or entrepreneurial spirit. Okay, the last presentation is the conclusion. Corporate responsibility in environmental management is essential for balancing business activity with environmental preservation. Company must comply with environmental law and regulation, take accountability for pollution and environmental damage, and proactively adopt sustainable practice beyond legal obligation. Corporate social responsibility foretest long-term benefits such as improved reputation, customer loyalty, and competitive advantage. Effective environmental responsibility requires transparent monitoring and collaboration with stakeholders, including government, community, and NGO. Ultimately, corporate accountability not only mitigates legal and financial risk, but also contribute to sustainable development and the well-being of society.
That's all the presentation from Group 7. Hopefully, the material we convey can add insight and be useful for all of us. Thank you all. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.